Okay, next up on the list is going to be 16th two-note timing. Now, this exercise is important because it really kind of solidifies your sense of timing, because it's easy to just play a group of notes and just get through it, but it's really hard to maintain space accurately, especially when it comes to the 16th note timing. So I know with the way that I write, there's going to be a lot of things where I rely on space to kind of tell a little bit more of what I want musically. So you got to make sure that you spend a ton of time on this exercise in particular. Now, we can break it down into 4 parts. First measure, obviously, 1E into 2E into 3E, 4E. So it's isolating the first 2 parts of the 16th notes. So we could say that they're partials. Parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1E and A. So the first measure is going to focus on the first 2 partials of the 16th note. So that is going to be, so you can even count that out loud. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1. Second measure is going to work on the second and third partial of the 16th notes. So 1E and a 2E and a E and. Now also keep in mind what, like keep in mind how I'm going from the left straight into the next left. The motion stays the same. So you see that it floats. You see how it rebounds going into the E of beat 3. But then it's downstroke because we don't have anything after that that would justify you maintaining motion of the stick. So you would have to downstroke those 2 notes. And then we go into the third measure, which works on the third and fourth partial. So 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. And then finally the last measure, or the fourth measure, which is going to be working on the first and the fourth partials. So 1, 2, and then without the filled in notes. Sorry. So to put that whole first line together, all the 2s, it's going to go a little something like this. Now we go into the next line, which is going to be the 1s. All it is just 1 count of check and then 1 count of variation. So in this case, just 1E and a 2E, 3E and a E and 1E and a 3E and a 4, a 1. Now to put all of it together, it's going to go a little something like this. Another thing that you could do with this is pretend that all the notes that are written are accents and that the rest are taps. Now maintain the 16th notes during the rest. So this is basically what it would be. And then obviously do the 1s. And then you can play it off the right, you can play it off the left, you can add accents to the downbeats off the right and off the left, and then you can actually switch up the 4 measures as well. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4 in that order, measure 1, 2, 3, 4, we could do 1, 3, 2, 4. So that would be and you could do it backwards. So you could do 4, 3, 2, 1. So those are the different things that you could do with this exercise. It's really important that you know this, just so that way, anytime you see 16th note patterns, you know that you're going to play those rhythms accurately because of your sense of timing.